Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Soapbox Slam, where I get on my soapbox and talk about the things that I hear and see out there. So I read the newspaper every morning. One of the only newspapers left in print there's a few, but I don't order the New York Times. I just get the USA Today or the Wall Street Journal. I just get USA Today. But as things get better and I get more time, I'll probably order the subscriptions to those. I don't really like reading online. I prefer to read some print. There was an article in the USA Today by John Bacon where he wrote about Chuck Schumer's comments in regards to Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition and the issues that are occurring in Israel and Palestine. First of all, let me make very clear my position in case you've never heard me say it before or you've been confused about my position or whatever else. Absolutely no Abrahamic religion deserves to own that land, period. Nobody deserves it. The Muslims don't deserve it, the Christians don't deserve it, and the Israelis do not deserve it. Nobody. As far as I'm concerned, the way these petty people behave and everything else, I'd blow up I'd nuke the entire area. I'd nuke it. I'd eliminate everybody over there and make it a world park. All of the resources that are there, everything that exists in that of geopolitical value, I would make it available to everybody at a bottom rate market, held and owned by NATO and UN, and nobody, absolutely no Abrahamic religion would own that area, period, point blank, bottom line. I do not endorse Israel. I do not endorse Zionism. I do not endorse Palestine and the Hamas and their retaliation. However, I do believe in my heart of hearts, the culprit and the real problem in all of this is Israel. The forever victims that are the aggressors. Now, that's my personal opinion against Israel. That does not make me anti-Semitic. I don't want to see Jewish people, because of their religion, exterminated. I don't want to see that. I don't support that. I don't endorse that. I don't believe in anything. However, having said that, I don't have any hatred towards those people. However, those people are, and I don't like to throw this word around loosely, those people are the real racist. Racism is about superiority and power, and those are the people, the Israelis and the Jews, are the only chosen people on the entire God's green earth, the only people in the world that are chosen by God to survive. Not even Jesus Christ. They don't even believe in Christianity. Let's not forget that they killed Jesus. I mean, they're the only people on this entire earth who are chosen by a superior power. They're the only people. And they believe that mentally. They brainwash their own people in that belief that they are the only chosen people above everybody else. They are above everybody else from their own viewpoint and perspective. They treat people like that. They segregate themselves completely from whatever society they're living among. That is the root of racism and evil. That is evil. And yet still, I would still have compassion and love for them, but they would never have love and compassion for me. They are, especially because they're Ashkenazi Jews, they are Ashkenazi Jews, because if you look at the end of what their spelling is, it spells Nazi in Ashkenazi. They are the epitome of complete racism. They even treat their own sects of Judaism, as far as the Sephardic, the Marahis, and they even cheat their own people in their own groups bad. But this isn't about that. This is about the article that I read in the USA Today, written by John Bacon, and basically about what Chuck Schumer said. And I'm going to give you the exact quote that Chuck Schumer said. And I'm just going to say right off the bat that I do not like Chuck Schumer, and whatever he said, he is a crook. He is an unbelievable crook. He is the majority Senate leader, because the Democrats control the House. Control the Senate. He's the majority leader of the Senate, Chuck Schumer, who in his own accord is Jewish. So, I mean, why anybody has to know that he's Jewish or why that's an issue and why he has to parade that in the first place, to me, is beyond comprehensible. I don't understand that. Like, I mean, you're Chuck Schumer, period. But he introduced, I'm Chuck Schumer, I'm a Jew. And there are a lot of people who do that, and that's a dog whistle and coding. But anyways, nonetheless, Chuck Schumer, the majority Senate leader of the Senate, said, and I quote, "As a longtime supporter of Israel, it has become clear to me the Benjamin Netanyahu coalition no longer fits the needs of Israel after October 7th. Now, what makes this statement, and that's an end quote, what makes this statement unbelievably false, and why words matter, and why when you really listen to what these representatives say, you can see how they manipulate and play semantics, and they're notorious for playing semantics with words. So since they want to play the semantics game, I want to point out to you the semantics and what words mean, right? I want you to pay attention to that, because this is what I'm on my soapbox about. The manipulation of your representatives, this particular senator from New York, Democrat, who's Jewish, and I mean, that's what he says. I don't care that he's fucking Jewish, right? He goes around the world, as many Jewish people in the United States do. Hi, I'm da-da-da-da, I'm a Jew, right? Like this whole announcement and dog whistling that they do at comedians and whatever else. But this is the Jew Chuck Schumer, and again, this is the Jewish man Chuck Schumer. This is not a slight on any group. This is what he says. He says to everybody, I'm a Jew. So I'm just reiterating his declaration. Chuck Schumer, the Jewish Democrat from New York, who is the Senate majority leader, right? His quote, that's his quote. And as far as I'm concerned, Democrats, Republicans, they're all corrupt as can be, but all these people are lying, semantic playing manipulators. And the manipulation of what he said is again, as a longtime supporter of Israel, it has become clear to me the Netanyahu coalition no longer fits the needs of Israel after October 7th. The real statement, because that's a dog wash, and that's placating, right? Patronizing and placating. The real statement, if this man was serious, the real statement would be, because words have meaning, and I question the complete legitimacy of Chuck Schumer. But if he was serious about what was going on, the statement should simply say, as a longtime supporter of Israel, it has become clear to me that the Netanyahu coalition no longer fits the needs of the United States after October 7th. Period. But that would be a clear declaration that we do not support Israel. And he's not making a declaration that we don't support Israel. He's making a declaration that we don't support this particular government because this particular government seems blatantly aggressive in their actions. But nobody is addressing the fact, and he did say, and this is the real issue, he did say that Chuck Schumer did say that the only solution is a two-state solution. And if there is a solution to it, it has to be a two-state solution. It has to be. And both states need to be confined to their states. But as I feel, no Abrahamic religion, period, should have the entire area. Period, point blank, bottom line. Bomb the fuck out of these petty people and declare it as property of UN and NATO, and all of the resources and everything that can flourish the world should come from there, and it should be at a below market rate. It should be so low that it's what regulates this so-called free market world global economy, because the oil and everything else that's coming from there is so competitively low that it forces the other corporations to be low. And all revenues that are raised from the resources that come from that area, all the revenue that is raised can help supply and support impoverished nations and fund other impoverished issues, awards and things like that, from the revenues that are created from this abuse of all the people within the Abrahamic religion. All cousins, all the people in the Abrahamic religions who don't know how to get along are destroying the world and destroying this area because of their own pettiness. Take it away from them. We do it with our kids. We do it to them. That's what it is. Mitch McConnell, got on his soapbox. And this is an article that I read in the USA Today written by John Bacon. Mitch McConnell gets on his soapbox, or his platform podium, and says the problem is Palestine. And that the problem is because of Palestine, the corrupt leaders, and the obstacles to peace. And that and I question his statement, because I mean, it's the idea that you could be blaming all one group and not another. It takes two to fight. It takes two. Period, point blank. We've all learned this. It takes two people to fight. So why are we sitting here pointing the finger at one group like this irresponsible man, Mitch McConnell? It takes two. It takes two to tango. It takes two to dance. It takes two to fight. Like, come on. Like, this is ridiculous. And anybody who hears and supports what Mitch McConnell is saying, I feel like you guys are willfully ignorant in the entire issue. Period. And I that kind of willful ignorance is dangerous. Just as the things that Mitch McConnell said is dangerous. It's dangerous to say the problem is only Palestine. It's dangerous to say it's Palestine's corrupt leaders. It's dangerous to say Palestine is a cause for obstacles in peace. These are very dangerous things. It absolves Israel of all of its responsibility, not to mention for 75 years, it has been a police state in that whole region. For 75 years, Israel has continuously eradicated and killed people in the name of settling more land and everything else. I mean, this is not, I mean, the bottom line is England. We took the mantle from England, because when England originally agreed in the Balfour Agreement to do this, England started the process and then turned around and said, there's no way we can do it. They said, we can't do this to the native people here. This is a horrible idea. You guys should go to Uganda. That's where Israel was originally going to go, and in the area of Uganda. That was originally what its plan was to be. But England washed its hands of it. It said it cannot be done. But we're the idiots, the United States, who are continuously paying reparations, continuously paying our tax dollars. The reason why we are not prosperous, the reason why we are going for broke, especially middle class and lower class workers, working class poor, the reason why we're going for broke is to prop them up and continue to pay reparations for them. It's wrong. It's all wrong. And that does not make me anti-Semitic. I do not wish for any group of people to be eradicated, killed, exterminated, or anything like that. I have no stomach, love, or compassion for destroying a group because of their Abrahamic religion. The real problem in this world all lies in the feet of three religions, and they're all Abrahamic religions. They are the cause of all of these problems. The root cause of all of these problems in the world that we live in, especially in Western civilization. It's really sad and something to ask yourself. Why? Absolutely why are the three Abrahamic religions the root of all of the battling and the war and the exterminations and the everything? It's all coming from three groups of religions that all are Abrahamic. None of the other religious groups, the Buddhists, the Hinduists, the Taoists, they're not doing this. And they don't have a history of doing all this. So I don't quite get what the problem is. But what I can tell you is the problem lies in the Abrahamic religion. The problem lies in the people of the Abrahamic religion, because the people of the Abrahamic religion has all become, I hate to use the word racist, but they are racist, not just based on colorism, but racist based on the concept of superiority. the idea that your race is superior to other because you're the only chosen one by God, or your race is superior to other because you believe in a phenomenal divinely prophet named Jesus Christ, or your race is the only deemable race because you follow an honorable Elijah Muhammad. Like these are the roots of division and separatism and anti-humanity. Even though it's the number one thing that's in all of these religions is humanity, love thy neighbor, humanity, all three religions wholeheartedly fail at their number one task, to be the superior Abrahamic religion, and they still fail. It's questionable. It leaves a lot to be desired. And the people like Mitch McConnell, who are so wholeheartedly, the problem is one person, takes two. One person does not behave a certain way just because they have no power. They're not the bullies. It's usually a reaction. It takes two people. Abuse of power. Again, another failure in man. Like you have the power. It's actually your responsibility to empower others. That's actually, I can't remember if it's in the Kabbalah or if it's in one of the first books, testaments, or which part of the Jewish religion books, where, you know, you have the success, it's your responsibility to go out into the world. And this is the Jewish religion. This is what I know by talking to people who lived on kibbutz and everything else, because I'm not anti-Semitic. I have real questions and I try to love my neighbor and be knowledgeable. Their own book tells them that they reach a certain level, it's their responsibility to share the knowledge and be social and give that to the people around them, to uplift the people around them. That's within their own book. So, so yeah, this article, again, in the USA Today by John Bacon, talks about Chuck Schumer saying that Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu should be voted out. And I say that Chuck Schumer is a politician and a liar. And this notion that he is coming down hard on Israel is a joke. It's an absolute joke, because if he was truly coming down on Israel, and as I wrap this up with the final quotes and why he's a hypocrite and a liar, and he's only doing this for showmanship. He doesn't believe in what he's saying. He is a crook like all the other Republicans and Democrats in office there, and why they all need to be voted out and new ones need to be voted in, and new structures and new systems and checks and balances need to be placed on legislation, because these are all corrupt people. I mean, imagine the amount of money Chuck Schumer has received from lobbyists. Just imagine. I mean, of course, Jews look out for Jews. So imagine why he is so rich. Chuck Schumer is so rich, another career politician, because of the amount of money he's taken from lobbyists and deals he's made to vote against policies that'll help you and I. Voting for policies like financing policies and insurance policies that destroy your prosperity. I guarantee you, Chuck Schumer is 100% behind a lot of that. These people are not making laws and enacting things that are advantageous to you. They're too busy looking at people's computers and too busy trying to prosecute people for rioting and not insurrection, but that's not the word, sedition. It's not insurrection, it's sedition. Look up the two words. But anyways, this lies at the feet of corrupt people like Chuck Schumer. And I'm on my soapbox to talk about the article I read in the USA Today by John Bacon. And the quote that he says, as longtime supporter of Israel, it has been made clear to me that the Netanyahu coalition no longer fits the needs of Israel after October 7th. And the real comment, if he was serious about coming down hard and disciplining Israel and negotiating hard with Israel, the real comment would be, as a longtime supporter of Israel, it has become clear to me that the Netanyahu coalition no longer fits the needs of the United States of America. Big difference. Big difference. Chuck Schumer and what our Congress votes on has no bearing, other than financial, has no bearing on what happens in Israel, because they are their own independent government. So what the are you talking about? That it has come clear to you, and you threatening about what they do in their country, and no. What you need to be concerned with, Chuck Schumer, is what we are doing in our country in response to how they behave, how they, being Israel, behaved to a horrific Hamas attack. Everybody has a right to defend themselves. They have every right to respond. But this is not response. This is not a response to that. What's going on right now has nothing to do with that. That they were just waiting, probably inciting and trying to purposefully start something like this so they could execute their geopolitical plan, which has way more to do with owning the waters off of Gaza Strip and the oil resources that are available off of Gaza Strip. They want control of that. They want control of resources. That's what this is all really about. But anyways, that's the article in USA Today. I just wanted to get on my soapbox and criticize Chuck Schumer for the bullshit that he fed you guys. Fed us, me too. Just fed us bullshit. We should not accept it. He's a liar and it's a fake statement. Have a wonderful day, all right? Do an act of kindness for somebody. Be kind to everybody, right? Be kind to your neighbor. Do an act of kindness. Remember to do something kind for someone. I try to remember to do that every day, whether it's hold a door for somebody. I mean, just do an act of kindness. Think kindness. Have a wonderful day.